Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ok Xoomer. I'm Aaron Lichtig, Xometry guy and former Jeopardy champion, and I'm here today with the brains behind Make Projects, which is a new joint venture between Make and Engineering.com. The representatives here today are Lauren Baldesarra and Katie Kunde. Lauren is the Chief Creative Officer of Engineering.com, and Katie is a director at Make Community. Welcome, Lauren and Katie. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Excellent. So first, tell us about how Make Projects got started.
Sure, that's a great question. So Make Projects, as you mentioned, is a joint venture between Make and Engineering.com. And Engineering.com back in 2017 was, or still is, a publishing company for engineering news and articles and webinars and things like that. And we saw a huge opportunity of these people, the engineering minds, that were, consuming the content, but they had all these incredible ideas themselves. And so Engineering.com created this platform called Project Board, which is essentially a collaboration platform for projects where people can come on and work together. And, how that, a really simple thing to think about is, prior to joining Engineering.com, I actually worked at Walt Disney Imagineering in Los Angeles. And while I was there, to create a ride or create an attraction for one of the Disney theme parks or cruise lines, it's not just a bunch of, people in one room doing the work. There was over 150 different disciplines coming together to create, an attraction. And we thought that was an amazing opportunity online for people that have ideas to say, do I have to do this in a vacuum, or can I work with other people that are like-minded and very different? And so that's how Project Board came about. And then we met Make, we met Katie, and we met Dale, and we fell in love with what they do, with their maker fairs and Make Media and everything. And they have all these incredible people that are building and making things. And so we said, if we pair Project Board with their community, and then Make Projects came about.
Excellent. So how does the interface work? If I was a maker or an engineer and I came to the site, how would I best get the most out of it?
Yeah. So when you think about Make Projects, it is essentially, it's two things. It's both a public place for projects to gain feedback, get recognition, kind of live beyond kind of yourself. And there's a private section, which is whether it's yourself or a team or classmates or co-workers to come together and noodle on an idea as it's happening. And so really Make Projects is about this like messy process of making. So it's both the product itself, but also how you get there. And so that's how the overall infrastructure is set up, is that you can be both private and public. And then we have different features like templates and community chats and, whiteboards, a lot of different things to just help you along the project process, to help you along.
And we were excited about that when we viewed the platform and looked at all the capabilities. We were excited for several reasons. One, there's not really a good place to really show and document one's work. And I think the workplace and education is really changing, and it's becoming less about what you have down on paper and more about what you've actually done. And Make Projects is really a place where you can showcase, like a period of work over time, how a project's progressed, or your projects over, the last 4 or 5 years. And you can see, you really kind of create a portfolio of your work. And another reason we were really excited about is we have all these maker fairs that happen around the world. And we have, over 1 million attendees that go to all of these fairs. And you kind of wonder, how can we connect this community and bring the event to life beyond the actual weekend and see projects continue? Because a lot of time projects start at Maker Faire and then they come back the next year and they change. And so this is also another place where the community can connect and follow and watch projects grow and even connect and, participate and collaborate together on future, on projects or future projects. So that's why we were excited about it.
What are some of the coolest projects that you've seen on the platform so far?
Yeah, well, one that I saw two recently that I interest me in particular. There was one. It was a student. She's maybe like 15 years old, and she was part of a science contest with Youth Science Canada. And her entry and project on the platform is soilless farming. And so she was testing and experimenting with planting in seeds and starters in hydrogel and seeing if it used less water than planting them in soil. And it was really an incredible project. And then the other one that I really like because of the timeliness of it is the DIY IoT non-contact thermometer. So you actually 3D print the case, and then it tells you the tools and materials you need to make and incorporate the sensors. So
that's awesome.
And that's really cool. Like when she's talking about the Youth Science Canada, that's one thing that I think, we were really proud of as well is because of COVID and physical distancing, it's been a real challenge. A lot of people are being affected, and especially in the event space, whether it's maker fairs or in one case Youth Science Canada did this massive Canada-wide science fair for thousands of students across Canada, and that got canceled. And all of these grade 7 to grade 12 students who have great science fair projects, can't really show them off and show all the hard work. And so they came to us and said, can we bring the event online? And so, within a month, we had over 1,500 students sign up. We had over 800 contributions and comments. We had a ton, like over 1,000 projects, and all of that because, these kids wanted to showcase their projects, and we gave them the opportunity to do that. And it was really, really cool. And what Katie was mentioning, that the project of one of the students, there's so many that are incredibly impressive, and they're 14, 15 years old.
Awesome. Now, what do you have in store for the platform in the coming months? What are some of the new things that people are going to see?
To expand on what Lauren was just saying, with all the fairs being canceled across the globe, we're really excited to have a platform where we can actually create an online collection of projects from different maker fairs around the world. So we have a bunch of fairs coming up this fall and collections that we'll be launching, and really excited to see those projects and for those communities to continue engaging and connecting and building those projects, and hopefully they'll be able to exhibit them in physical form the following year. We're also doing a lot with education right now, so I'll let Lauren chat a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, education is being hit really hard because of physical distancing and what's going to happen in the coming months. Are kids going back to school? How are they going back to school? How are teachers going to adapt online with, having to do project-based learning? And so we've, really made a priority with Make Projects to help the educators around the world. And so that's become really, really important to us to create Make Projects that has templates for teachers, and students can come online and create class projects, and once again, not just document the final product, but also, as the semester is going along, working together to develop what that project is. And so we're really, really excited and hopeful that this is a tool that educators can use.
And to keep building on, hands-on learning. Hands-on learning could probably be, or project-based learning could be something that goes to the wayside during this time of distance learning. But I think having the right tool, and community there to support it will really help encourage and hopefully give educators the resources they need to keep students engaged in.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good point, Katie, because if you think about engagement too, is, what we hope is that the projects, are not just, or can live just on Make Projects and be within the class or a tight group. But because it is also a public community, we want these students to be able to share their projects further and connect with the larger community so that their projects can live beyond a class or a semester. And so that's really exciting as well. And we've already had that with Rice University. We've been working with them, with Matthew Weathergreen, and their students in their engineering department. And it's been really great and interesting. We're just getting started, and so we're looking forward to seeing what the next few months have in store.
Excellent. Now, switching gears to a slightly more personal question, how did you each get interested in making and manufacturing, and what excites you most about being a part of that space?
I don't think I had a choice. I think when I was a kid, my whole family are engineers. So I grew up with a father who's a civil engineer. My brother's an aerospace engineer, and basically, as early as I can remember, I was tinkering with things because I was looking at my brother. And so that just mindset is something that I've always done. And even though I went into design, I went into, graphic and communications and things like that. Even the program I went into in university was about how do you solve a problem using design. And it was because I thought about the engineering method and what's the problem, what's the opportunity, and that is just, how I am. And so coming together with Katie and Dale and Jillian and the team, it was just like an incredible kind of pairing, because I love maker fairs and am a maker myself. Yeah.
Oh, great. I came on to help with the first Maker Faire, and I don't think I really knew what it was about or what it meant at the time. And we didn't honestly. We had this idea in our head. We didn't know if it would stick. We didn't know if anyone would come, but it ended up being this incredible success, and kind of the energy and the spirit around the community that you felt when you at that first Maker Faire. It really, we just knew we were onto something really special. And so it's been so rewarding to see the community grow, to see so many other organizations and community groups come together to produce their own maker fairs, and really to see the term, see and recognize the term maker be a really common term now. And so it's been such an exciting journey to be part of. And I think really the community is at the heart of it, and you meet so many different and interesting people from different backgrounds, from crafting to homesteading to cooking to electronics, and then blending all of those different interests together creates these incredible bodies of work. So I honestly kind of fell into it and have been intrigued and fascinated by it. And I think growing up, we always really had kind of this maker mindset, and you make things from scratch, and it's kind of just been a bit of an ethos of our family growing up. So,
what's interesting? I just want to add one thing to that, because I like the making as a mindset. I think one of the things that is the most valuable of being a maker is that you make something from nothing and you do it, you make it happen, right? Whether it's as small as like making a bowl from woodworking, or all the way up to solving massive problems. I think for me that it's like a rush of excitement where you have this ability to take something that's like in your head and then make it real. There's nothing better than that.
Well, Katie and Lauren, thank you so much for joining us on Ok Xoomer. And everyone in the audience, please go check out Make Projects. It's a great site. There's a lot that you can see and do there. So Lauren and Katie, thanks for joining. And we will hopefully see you with another episode of Ok Xoomer over the next couple of days. Take care, everybody.
Hi, thank you.